Hello, and welcome to Optimal Insights, the podcast that brings you Colorado industry leaders, providing you with their expert insights for senior care. My name's Jeff Mannel, and I will be your host. And today I'm very excited. We're going to be speaking with Mike Mascarenas. He is the Regional Business Development Director for Optimal Hospice. I worked with him for some time. He's just an amazing guy. He is the perfect guy that you want leading your business development team for hospice care. His heart is about as big as they come. And so I've been looking forward to this conversation for quite some time. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe to our channel so that you get this information on a regular basis. So if you've got somebody that needs home care and hospice care, or you have a family member or a friend that might need it, I want them to be able to have these insights from these experts so that they can walk into situations feeling a little bit more calm, a little less anxious, having the curtain pulled back a little bit more on what this process is like and the team that is going to be there to support you. So without any further ado, let's have a great conversation with Mike. Mike, it is great to have you on the podcast. Welcome to Optimal Insights, my friend.
Thank you very much for the invite, Jeff. I'm very excited. This is great stuff we're doing here.
It is. I love it. And I've been looking forward to having this conversation with you. Of course, we worked together for some time in hospice, and I love working with you. You just have that, as a marketing director, you have that personality that just inspires people to go out and do great things. So I've been looking forward to having you on here and just having a good conversation about what the last couple of years, what we've been through and what it looks like in the future, because 2023 was quite a year.
It was fun. It was scary. It was all the above. But as you well know, Jeff, anything hard, it's worth it, at the end. So 2023, I'm glad it's over, but I'm glad it happened also. So
yeah, and just to kind of bring to light what you mean by that, there was some incredible growth in hospice last year. I think it was near 100 or almost 100 in census. And anybody who's in the industry knows when you grow that much, it's not just all let's throw a party and confetti in the air. There is a lot that goes into making that happen, from staffing to, just to administratively to be able to handle that kind of influx of patients. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that with you, because I think at the beginning of last year, what were we, like around close to 80? We
were like 78, 80 census when start of 2023. Absolutely.
Yeah. And when I started, we were at a census of 20. So
you'd seen a lot in your days.
early on. And it was, I remember it, we kind of grew in stages. We'd go from 20 to 50 and we'd hang out there for a while, and then 50 and we'd fluctuate up and down, because finding, and I'll say this, but I want you to expound on it, finding the right team to make it happen is hard work. So I wanted you to kind of share a little bit about that, because when you're in hospice, you're not just working with your own team. Like, you've got your marketers. It's practically like a family. If you don't all work together, it's not going to work. So share with us a little bit about what it was like for you, kind of the challenges and the victories of going through 2023.
Well, it first started with, we got a new owner, Jason Laing, coming aboard. So him and Edwyn joined forces, and that was a challenge in itself, just kind of getting to know Jason and kind of his perspective on hospice and his vision. And then, once I was able to kind of get comfortable with Jason, then we kind of had a vision and a plan together that we executed. And, with the growth, Jeff, we gained practically 100 in census, but really there was a lot to that, just besides a market team. I mean, I have a great marketing team, and what really makes my marketing team great is their hearts. Hospice is a different sell than any other type of industry product line. And that was the key. We had to find the right marketers first, and then we already had great nurses on, and we just had to keep adding good nurses, great nurses with big hearts, a hospice heart, as I always call it. And then really, Jeff, like you mentioned it before when you started, I mean, that census was 20, but using that base that when you started in the company and Virginia Dannon overseeing this product line, just that foundation that you guys laid gave us a springboard for 2023 to really excel in the communities. And, like you said, it's been some good days, some bad days, some exciting days, but it really started with our care team. And like you said, getting that right team together. And we're always improving, we're always improving the team. We're always looking for talent in the communities and territories that we service. And we really just strive to be the best. It really is what
Yeah.
we do. And with that growth outside of, numbers, what really, makes my heart smile is, we grew 100 and something in census. It's the families, it's the patients that we got to know, we got to impact. That really motivates me.
Well, Mike, I totally understand where you're coming from. Hospice is a team effort more than just about anything I've ever done. I think, the listeners know I was in ministry for a long time, and ministry is you're in people's lives, you're helping to change lives, you're there to support them. I don't know of any other job out there aside from maybe counseling or therapy where it's more, you're really ministering to people. I mean, you get to sit down with families, cry with them, pray with them, just be there with them as they're going through this very emotional time in their life. So that touches a heartstring with me too. I loved that about hospice work. You mentioned it there, and that I want to expand on this a little bit too, and that is our partnership with home care. I know Edwyn and Chad, they had Optimal Home Care for 17 years almost before bringing on hospice. And it's a difficult challenge when you bring on a whole new agency and they're used to working like a well-oiled machine over here, and then you kind of cram something in here. And I remember we went through some growing pains, but in the end, I think we were talking before we even started recording, this relationship, this partnership, hospice wouldn't be what it is now without home care. And there is this kind of synergy, even with patients that start out in home care and can move and transition down into hospice. Can you talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, so like you said, it's the relationships that home health has created has, we've used that as a springboard. They've done such a fine job of relationship building, the care that they have provided. So it's very easy to go into an account and they're already happy with Optimal name already. So it's pretty much an easy transition from an Optimal home health patient to transition then to an Optimal hospice patient. We have the same values, same core beliefs, and the patient gets the same type of care that they did with home health.
Yeah. Yeah. It is nice having the same kind of, we joked about it a lot. We've talked about it a lot, like the optimal way. It took a long time for a hospice to kind of understand that because it was the new kid on the block, But I feel like what you said is exactly true. The same care, the same support, the same attention to detail and focus on the details that you get with home care is prevalent now in hospice as well. So it is one family. I really appreciate that about just being with Optimal.
Yeah.
So you've been with Optimal now for going on 3 years. Is it 3.5 years?
No, it's a little bit over 2 years. So about 2.5 years now.
It just seems like we've been together for longer than that. But you've been in this industry for a long time, and so you brought a lot of experience with you coming into Optimal. Tell us a little bit about your background.
So I am an RN by trade. So I did that probably direct patient care for about 8 to 9 years, and then expanded my family. and life. So I got out of the patient care, and I just had a friend that was in pharmaceutical sales, and he says, Mike, you have that personality to get into sales. So I started my journey into pharmaceutical sales, a little bit of device sales, and then started running some agencies for home health. And I really felt, that was kind of my direction because I could see the impact that we'd make on patients, whereas, pharmaceuticals, you don't really have that patient contact or family contact. So once I got the taste of home health, I fell in love with it. And then to even expand more the hospice portion of it, I've been in hospice now with Optimal in my past life for about 6, 7 years now. And I kind of regret that I didn't do it when I first started my nursing career because it's just a perfect fit for me. Um, I don't know how to explain it, Jeff. It's just, it feels like home.
Oh,
And
I know exactly
also,
what you mean.
yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. And it is hard to explain it to people who are not in the industry because they look at hospice and they're so grateful. Anybody that's experienced it's so grateful, but they're like, how do you handle the emotion? How do you handle the loss? It's just continual. It's stressful because we are entering into this family's dynamic at one of the worst times of their lives. I mean, that's what it feels like to them. Very emotional. It's challenging. But like you said, if you were kind of created to be in this job, it's an honor to be able to help people through that. And
I look at it as a just an honor to, it might be the ending point of their life, but I just feel like, again, you brought up God, and I just feel like they put us together for a reason. I take that very seriously, and you know, end of life, it's their journey. I want to make that last part special to them. So.
yeah, yeah. And you do a great job with that. And I think it has to be a huge plus for you having that clinical RN background.
Yeah.
How does that help you like day to day? I know you're not practicing as a nurse right now, but having that knowledge, having that background's got to be a big help.
Well, it helps in a lot of ways. Like if to going out and doing the day-to-day marketing, speaking with physicians, speaking with other nurses, kind of knowing their life, they feel more comfortable talking with a medical person because we can talk the lingo, shall we say. And
Right,
then with
right.
patients, when we do our consultations, being an RN, I have that little more advanced, from either education or just my experience, working with other patients that I can help. This is, you know, uh, I can kind of ease the room with the families, because I've seen it before, I've experienced it before, and it helps tremendously. Really it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, that's great. And so, Optimal Insights is all about bringing insights that help families and potential patients and families that we bring on service. Tell us a little bit about what makes Optimal Hospice special. I mean, I feel like I could go on forever because I love that team so much. But for you, if somebody's just listening today and they potentially have somebody that they need to bring on hospice service soon, what makes Optimal Hospice and our team stand out?
Well, not only what I feel the most important thing is our care and how we go about our care. It's coming from a compassionate heart first and foremost. So that really makes it stand out right away. And then us being locally owned hospice company, it kind of takes away all the red tape so we can make changes. We can adapt to family needs. We can adapt to facility or account needs right away. We're admitting same day. We admit patients on the weekends if need be. We admit patients after hours, and there's not a lot of companies nowadays that do that. They kind of triage their patients, and it's because of cost, right? They can't, or they don't have the staffing to do it. And so we're really special and unique in that way that we can kind of just adapt our care to the care of the patient.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And we also, besides having a new owner, co-owner with Edwyn in Jason, we also have Jan Arnott, who is a new director And she and Amanda and the other supervisors, they've done a phenomenal job with staffing, haven't they? I
Oh, yeah.
mean, during this time when it is so hard to get a nurse. I mean, there's just so many jobs. There's a shortage, so hard to do that. We have nurses and CNAs and clinicians. We have people coming on because they hear from people already on the team how great it is to work there, and you need
Yes.
to work here. I mean, I remember when that happened the first time when I was doing a lot of the recruiting when we were early on. The first time that happened, I was like, yes, this is like, that's a huge hurdle to hit when you have a reputation that we are a great place to work. And one of the things that is great about Optimal, I'm jumping in on your answer here because
No,
I
good.
am so passionate about this, but the staffing is huge. We are staffed, like we are staffed up. We're not in there. I don't walk into the office and find people scrambling to figure out, okay, we need to change this or reduce visits for this person so we can add a visit to this person. Everybody's getting what they need. Everybody, not just what they need, everybody's getting what they deserve. Everybody deserves awesome care. And you and your marketing team are so, so knowledgeable. You're experts at it. So these families and patients get expert care from the first time they sit down with one of the liaisons, the marketer, all the way till the end of life. I just feel super passionate and grateful for that.
Yeah, me too, Jeff. And that's what kind of drew me to Optimal. I was thinking, it's like when I first came here, what other place have I worked where I can have an owner come directly to me and sit down and talk for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and just get to know him, get to share visions together. I mean, there's no other company that does that. And I don't want to sell our owners short. The heart that Edwyn and Jason have for hospice and home health, just for individuals, you know, directly. It kind of, how the saying goes, it starts from the top all the way down. So I
Yep.
attribute the hearts and the dedication of our owners. It just trickles down to all the staff, and I've never experienced it before in my life, and I'm kind of old, so I've been around the block a little bit. And Optimal is unique, very unique
Yeah,
place.
well, that's true. And when Edwyn took on Optimal, I'm sorry, when Edwyn took on the Optimal Hospice, at the time it was Pinnacle Hospice, and his sister was running it, and tragically his sister passed from cancer, and he did not want to take it on. Like, he was scared of it. This is the owner. Like, he's like, oh my gosh, it just felt heavy to him. But then when he took it on, kind of what we shared earlier, he fell in love with it because of the compassion that is involved and the care that's there. And I mean, I loved bringing on nurses for during COVID. They're so burnt out in the hospitals. And I remember having conversations with the nurses, and they say, I just want to hold somebody's hand and love them. Like, I just
Yes.
want to love. I don't want to be in the hospital grinding it through. I just want to be with somebody. And so they come in and do that. And I feel like Edwyn kind of went through that same transition. Like, home care it's a whole different ball game. But when he came and he brought on hospice, he totally fell in love with it, and he's got a huge heart. And same with Jason. You know Jason a lot better than I do. But we just have an amazing ownership team. We've got a great team. So I wanted to end here with time to just share, for you to share with us about what our partnerships with the facilities, what they do for us. I've talked with other facility EDs, executive directors, and I'm going to be talking to more in the future here in the next couple of weeks. But having the partnership that we do and working with these is special. So I want you to just kind of share a little bit about what those partnerships mean to you and to our team, but most importantly, what they mean to our patients and their care.
Well, I think what again stands us out, Optimal stands out in the communities, is our partnerships with facilities and how we have, through home health, starting out from getting us that base, how to be good communicators, how to be good true partners. There's a lot of times where people will talk about partnerships, but it's always a one-way street. Oh, we'll be your partner, just give us the business and all that. And I think with our ways, we truly want to be a partner 50-50. So we're not only helping them with their patients for hospice or home health. We're also advocates for family members if need be. We also, with COVID, there's been staffing shortages throughout the country, and we try to help our partners, find
Hmm.
staffing if that's what they need. So we really look at the complete picture of the partnership, not just revenue or referrals going back and forth. We really want to be the complete and almost like a family, Jeff, almost just kind of like a family. Like my family needs help over in this area. We're going to try to do our best to help them that way. And I think that's what really solidifies the trust and the partnership with these other facilities.
Yeah, well said. I totally agree. And family is a great way to describe that, because really it's the partnership is our team. And if the family member's in a facility, some are at home. So I understand that too. But it's us, the facilities team, and the family.
Yes.
Like the family, the POA, whoever that is, like they're in charge. They give the marching orders, and we all work for them.
Yep.
But work isn't the best word, because we're all like, when we bring these patients on, our nurses and CNAs, I mean, everybody falls in love with these patients. I mean,
Yes.
you're with them and you really are part of the family. And so it is a cohesive, synergetic, it's a team working together, and we're better together. The care is off the charts. And I've shared this with people, statistics show that people live longer when they're on hospice,
Hmm.
because all of those people are in their lives on a regular basis. And
Yeah.
it really is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and that's a good point to bring up too about hospice. A lot of people hear that H word and they're very scared of that. Oh my gosh, they're going to put my loved one on hospice. They're going to pass away shortly. And truly, it is just an extra layer of care that is
Hmm.
provided. And what's really great about it, it's a free service. Medicare, provides that, and that's and nowadays, with with the country and the world that we're living in, there's not a lot of things that are free. And so just to capitalize on that, it's just such a benefit for the facilities, and most importantly, the families getting that extra layer of care. They don't have to pay for it, and it's just there till end of life. So, we have patients that have been on hospice for 2 weeks, and we have some patients have been on hospice for a year. It just depends. It's their
Yeah.
journey. So I really
Yeah.
emphasize, people to capitalize on that free benefit that Medicare provides.
Great point. And the team, everybody gets the same level of care, but when the need is there and somebody really is at end of life, like somebody could pass later today,
Yep.
that is, I love going into the office when we're bringing somebody on like that, because everybody jumps on.
Yep.
And man, if somebody doesn't get on hospice care before they pass, the whole office gets depressed. Like
Yeah. It's a
we
loss.
couldn't
It's
care
a
for that
failure.
person. They
Yes.
needed us and we couldn't do it. Like, so if somebody, I know, and you've been a part of this too. We've taken people on and gotten them on care in 4 hours, like
Mhm.
boom, all the way through, to make sure that they have it. And that's where the passion comes in. Hospice care is not a job. It got to be part of you. It's got to be
Yeah.
inside. So,
It's a life. Yes. I
well,
agree.
Mike, thank you for taking the time out of your day. It's taken a little while. We had technical issues, and but we made it happen. And you're a star. I really love working with you. So grateful that you're there with hospice, and it's been awesome. So thanks for being on the podcast today.
I appreciate you, Jeff, and thank you for all that. And don't sell yourself short. You're a bigger star.
Oh no, you're the bigger star. You're the bigger. All right, man. You have a great day.
All right. Have a blessed day.